have that advantage. They can share the space a little bit easier. They'll be playing a best-of-5 battle, meaning the first pair to win 3 games to 11 must win by 2 will win the match. Adriana Diaz, 24 years old, and Pritika Pavad, 20, with the 26-year-old Wang Manyu and the 24-year-old come November 25. Sunyi Xia, Chinese fans, don't let me down. I want to see the biggest drone show in the streets of China we've ever seen. Doubles ranking Wang Manyu 6 better than that of Sunyi Xia. Many Chinese players playing with different pairs. Team China will test out different pairings to see what's best, who works best, as we meet Greg Joba, our umpire for the match, who's been taking care of TTR as well and assistant umpiring. But here, he's the umpire, the man who takes care of the coin toss to determine where the players stand and who serves. Hands will be shaken, towels will find their cuddly, cute homes in their towel boxes. The players will get ready for a coin toss to determine where they stand and who serves.
2 colors, black and white. Which color? White. They take white. It's black, your choice. Receive. Who's gonna be served? Diaz. Who's gonna be received? Wang receive.
So, winning the coin toss, Wang Manyu
stay on this
and
side?
Sunyi Xia choose to receive. Serving will be Adriana Diaz. Wang Manyu will be receiving. They'll have 2 minutes to warm up in this women's doubles battle. I'm Adam Bobrow, and you just saw him on court. Now you're going to hear him up in the commentary booth. Welcome back, John Dykes.
Thank you very much, Adam. Wow, that was amazing. Got so swept up, I managed to call Tomokazu Sora, but I think, you know, he'll forgive me for that because that's who he's playing next up. And, you know, the atmosphere downstairs was just sensational. And what's lovely is we're rounding off the evening with a match that I think is going to entertain the fans every bit as much as what we just saw. It might not be quite as loud as what we got between Quadri and Tomo, but this is going to be special. This is really something to savor.
I actually wonder, in theory, it could be even louder. With Sunyi Xia playing and the strong, I'd say, representation of Chinese fans here, you can imagine a significant portion. I look down and I see more people in the seats than your average match right now. And with Adriana Diaz here, let's say, well, Pritika Pavad, for one, is wonderful to watch. She's a great showwoman on the court. And Adriana Diaz, some of the best highlight points of any of the women in the game, and also part of the U.S., technically speaking. Puerto Rico here, obviously.
Yeah, the Americas.
Yeah, the Americas, you could say. However you want to say it. It's a fun conversation that's not super sensitive for another time. But 2 right-handers here, the 2 best in the world. Yeah, I guess the scoreline will determine how much screaming we hear to some extent.
And you're right, yeah, the noise is going to come from the fans, isn't it? Maybe not quite so much from the players. I don't think anyone could top Tomokazu against Quadri for that, but they will do their talking with these rackets because there's some supremely talented individuals on show. And what we've seen from Pritika, especially from Adriana at times this week, suggests that they can bring some game as well.
Yeah, definitely. Cho Yi-ke here, who's been the coach. He was a bad boy of table tennis before retiring in 2013. There's a good video of him and Ma Long getting into a fight until a foreigner walks by, and then they sort of go, oh, we're just messing around. It's so funny. Just type it in. Go on YouTube and search it.
Okay.
Ma Long Cho Yi-ke, Q-I-U-Y-I-K-E. Here's what they're playing with and for.
Yeah, let's have a look. Start from the bottom this time, shall we? And have a little look at those points. Huge points available, and of course, prize money as well. And in this competition, we are working away a little quicker than the singles do, obviously towards the denouement of this. Oh, they made some noise. There we go. And we're about to get going in our final match of the evening.
First game, Diaz to serve, level. One love. Love 2.
Now, the winners of this one will go through into a
1-0.
encounter in the quarterfinals with the pairing of Hong Kong's Du Hoikan and Shin Yubin of Korea Republic. They got past the ties, Suedabut and Parana. I said that wrong. Suedabut.
Nailed it.
Yeah, there you go.
It's interesting seeing Wang Manyu without a headband on.
She was really impressive in her singles earlier on, Wang Manyu. Really, really strong showing against the Korean.
Yeah, it was just last year when pressure could not have been higher at the Saudi Smash. In some senses, the Grand Smash has been a very determining factor in some of her career goals.
2-3.
So nice kick serve, side topspin comes back, heavy topspin from Shasha. It's funny, Adriana Diaz and Shasha good friends.
Four, two.
And the fans are in the house. The fan vote, incidentally, which we can bring you now, is very red. 94% going the way of the favorites.
94? I was reading the sign. It said it's shameless to steal pictures. I agree, but
Yeah.
a little surprised.
Okay.
Clean up after yourself. Don't litter. Wouldn't have expected that on the Shasha sign.
Bit of a copyright message there
4-4.
when you consider that fan art.
Maybe that was the fan who took that picture that's on every single poster. That'd be hilarious. Seems unlikely. You never know. 4 points apiece. Even ball game.
5-4.
They're mixing it up really well.
I'll tell you, I was sitting downstairs with the Chinese team when Shasha played against Hanagoda and also Yang Ziliu. The reason I bring that up
They
is
were troubled? Or
5-4.
big time, and part of the reason is you've seen a few contacts that hit the edge of the racket. I've mentioned again, between the speed of the ball off the table, the altitude here, it still takes some adjusting. Beautiful shot to the wide forehand as Pavad goes on the chase. See a lot of good rallies here. Again, both Kritika and Adriana can play behind the table if they need, but it's going to be tough to share the space and do just that.
yeah, just running into each other a little bit there.
Short
But there's
side.
nothing wrong with that, though.
6-0.
She manages to put it right back into the pressure spot. Watch where Pavad goes here. The crossover. It feels like elements of chess. They line up their pieces on the same file there, and it leaves open that rook side of the table. 6 points apiece out of the second towel break. Nothing between them here.
6-7.
Good to see the Shasha fans aplenty. Blue, the favorite color of Wang Manyu.
Good length there from Wang Manyu, just keeping the pressure on.
Not an easy ball to play, really. Had to extend out in front.
Then she looked to swarm all over that one, but not quite.
It's a rare occasion to feel pressure. Baby Buddha, that's Sun Ying Sha, usually incredibly chill, but you can just feel the pressure right now. Heavy spin comes in, tough to keep down. Pavad trying to get that racket closed and on top of the ball. Two big serves to come for the mixed association pairing, France and Puerto Rico.
8-9.
Feature of the mixed doubles play we saw from Pritika and Adriana when we've seen them in action in any format. The serves have caused the Chinese players problems at times.
But this one comes off the table, and Wang Manyu makes a very strong case for pressure on the opening. Full stroke forehand. I mean, look how low her dip was. She knew right away that was going to clear the baseline.
And that's how you get that done in the end. Not without its problems along the way for the Chinese pair, but they take the first game here with that one flying past Adriana Diaz, helpless, unable to do anything about it. 8 points, but not enough for Diaz and Pavard, so 11-8 the score in the first.
相似还要再更快一点，另外你打的时候下面一定要可能小约了啊，脚要飞一会儿，脚更快一点啊，自己打法就齐在一起了。
So just confirming who's going to be serving. It's Sun Yingsha who's going to be serving to start off here in this second game. They've just taken the first 11-8 against Pritika Pavard and Adriana Diaz in the Battle of the Blues.
Second game, Sun to serve, level. One.
This backhand punching shot from Adriana Diaz, when she gets it just right, is very tough to rally with. But again, it really depends on where the ball bounces. In terms of if she's able to catch it at its peak comfortably, or if it's going to be out of reach for the comfort zone of that snap. Spin, a little bit more security, which is why you'll see it more from the world number 1 and 2 on the left side of the screen.
1, 2.
I was going to say in blue, but then I realized that wouldn't have narrowed it down.
No, not really. You know what, getting the feeling that I got when I watched Lynch Sedone play earlier on, that just the overall high quality of all of the shots that he plays and that the Worlds 1 and 2 we're seeing here play, mean that it's so hard to take points off because it's coming back at you with such quality so often.
3, 2.
That's exactly right. And 6 of the last 8 points before this had been won by the Chinese pair. This is what preparation is about. If you have a test and you don't know what the questions are, you cover everything just in case. You come prepared. And that's what Team China does. They say, you're going to play someone with long pips. I mean, they had the India situation, 2024 at the Korea World Championships. That was the first time. The very first encounter they had, they were taken to 5 matches after 2 losses, one to Ahika Mukherjee and the other to, to Shrija Akula. And you know what they did? They called Deng Yaping out of retirement, the little giant. 8 years at world number 1, well past her prime, but a player with long pips, and said, help us deal with this.
But for their opponents, it's a question of keeping calm in the face of this efficiency, if you will, this ruthlessness, this attention to detail. What's been lovely about seeing Adriana and Pritika is that they've, yes, swung for the fences a couple of times, but they seem to be playing a pragmatic game as well.
It's a very fine line between the two. How much risk to take. If you play your normal game, you can expect a normal outcome against somebody much stronger than you. So creativity, rhythm breaking, whatever you think they have the least, well, the lowest chances against. It's a good start. The positioning was right, but again, finding that crossover there right in the elbow of Pritika Pavard. Watch where Shasha plays this. And in terms of planting, coming to rest before you take the shot allows you to move better side to side. Make sure the service is vertical was the warning.
4, 6.
No more than 30 degrees off of straight up. That was gutsy. I mean, you and I looked at each other immediately as if to say, wow, for someone who just got warned, she really took her chances to play pretty much the same serve, it appeared.
Yeah, it looked like it with the naked eye.
7, 5.
So quick. Too quick on that instance for Diaz and Pavard.
Well placed. Wang Manyu leaves Adriana Diaz out in the backhand corner, attempting to step around. Remember, Adriana Diaz has beaten Wang Manyu before. Granted, it was a best-of-2 game. Maybe I should say a 2-game battle, because 1-1 would have been leveled, but Adriana took 2-0.
Oh, she misses. Predica's a little bit frustrated with that. And with that, it's 5-game points now for the Chinese pair.
11-5.
This is again into the body of Sun, and it's rather fizzled out that game, having promised plenty. Comfortably won in the end for a 2-game lead now for Sun and Wang.
When you see that these are the number 2 seeds, it makes you think, who on earth could be in front of world number 1 and world number 2 in women's doubles?
And I just did that.
You just did? That's so weird, because I just requested
I literally
somebody...
looked it up. It's Guaiman and Wang Yidi, top seeds.
Dude, we are riding the same... There it is. The proof is in the pudding, and the pudding is on the screen. Keep the spoons away from it. Just read it. Wang Manyu. Oh, it says Wang Manyu and Guaiman. Wait a second. Hold up. This brings up more questions for me. Week 28, what did you look up?
I just looked at the draw because I was figuring out who was above them, and at the top it's Wang Yidi and it's Guaiman in this event. So they've obviously mixed it up, right? Just for this event.
I am so confused.
So they've switched it up.
But how did they get higher seeding if they're not in the top 10?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Awesome. Curiosity.
Yeah.
Yes. Serving. Third game, Diaz to serve, level.
So we're told that it's because they all have an individual doubles ranking, at least speculatively.
Yeah, that could be the only answer. If they add up their individual ranking and then say, right, okay, you put this one with this one, then therefore you'll be the best. Yeah. Okay. We'll come back to that.
2 love.
But the point is that of those 4 players, no matter what permutations they're put in terms of pairings, you pretty much think there has to be a strong chance you're going to see all 4 of them come the final.
What hands from Wang Manyu to handle that chop block behind the table. Adriana Diaz is like, I gave you just nastiness. It's so good. And Wang Manyu controls it like she made it, and then Shasha with the Spider-Man pose wraps around that. Oh man, you're making me blush, says Adriana. And it's a timeout just to let that smile settle.
But the change was there.
Wow, Sun Ying Xia fans. Again, Wang Manyu with that touch against the chop block, and then the hooking forehand finish. Time to talk to Daniel Gonzalez.
Because when you must step a lot, very, because they're not hitting hard.
Yeah, if you replay to me, it's like so slow.
Yeah.
I think it's on purpose. You know, like you like the rhythm. So
Yes, because I see it's like here and then here. So go on top and like this one. Make all this, or either stay very close and go very aggressive.
I will try to stay close and just.
Yeah. Be ready for it. Stay also. Come here and stay also, and then do the same. Play and then move. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Ale, vamos.
Ale, vamos. That's what this one's about.
Yeah, we heard some of the details there. Stay close to the table. They're not hitting hard. Mix it up. Give them something funky, some side spin, but play your shot first before moving. Make sure it's quality, then get out of the way. There it is. Heavy spin from Adriana Diaz.
3.
It is easy to get in the habit of moving so quickly to get out of the way that sometimes it does affect the quality of your shot.
That came at Predica with a little bit too much really to handle there. Again, deceptive Wang Manyu on the backhand.
Yeah, I think the placement was right behind the body's momentum.
How about that service return there from Sun Ying Xia? She was taken a little bit by surprise, but still managed to get enough control over that. strokes she played.
I'm still thinking about the fact that Daniel Gonzalez, a professional himself, to hear someone say the world number 2 and the world number 1 aren't hitting that hard is really cool. It just goes to show you how much attention to detail, because it's easy for someone else to go, what? They're the world number 1 and the world number 2. But in this moment, he's saying they're playing safely. They're playing for spin. They're playing positioning. And he's right. You can see it here. Wang Manyu brushing up the back of the ball. They're not overpowering the opponents. They're just moving them well. And 13 of the last 16 points that have been played have gone to the number 2 seeds.
3-6.
Yeah, it's an approach that incrementally is working for them. Just look at the scoreboard, it tells you that. But it's a great observation, and it was great coaching.
7-3.
But this now begins to feel as if this might just slide away from Diaz and Pavard, and might leave those fans in good voice, better voice even. Oh.
Nice side spin.
Casual get there from Wang Manyu. Did you notice that?
Oh, I didn't, because it was so casual. It was this one right here, the leaping forehand. I was more paying attention to Adriana Diaz's side spin to set up Pritika Pavard.
Oh.
I love the rip. Wang Manyu with a very fierce backhand here, forceful even. Check out the first shot here. Sort of a soft, almost chop block from Xia. Wang Manyu, we don't see her take shots like that too often. A little bit more heat this time around than simply spin.
Let 4-8.
Right back to where it came from on the parallel, putting the pressure on. Wang Manyu and Sun Xia edging closer to that finish line here in this match.
10-4.
And closer they are, because now they have 6 match points.
I haven't seen an exhibition point in doubles before. And I won't see one now either. I think there's a good reason for that. You'd both have to agree, hey, we're out of this. But at 4-10 down, we've seen comebacks of this nature. 1 match point saved.
11-5.
And that is that. With a little bit of fortune and an apology, it comes to an end. And after an early challenge from Diaz and Pavard, the world numbers 1 and 2 just showed their quality as they eased to a victory and eased to an encounter now with the Shin Yubin Do Hoi Kam partnership in the quarterfinals here in Las Vegas. Yep, job done.
Well, an average of 6 points per game. As you said, fairly steady control from these two. Paired up together, they came up through the ranks at the same time. Wang Manyu and Sun Xia. A relatively new couple out here, relatively new pair anyway on the table, who started off doing well at the China Smash last year based on Instagram direct messages. Pritika Pavard and Adriana Diaz putting up a good fight in the first and making it quite far, but they met their match here in the round of 16. So this event comes to an end for this combo, but the world looks forward to having them back, and much of the world looks forward to seeing the world number 1 and the world number 2, Sun Xia and Wang Manyu, back in the Maverick Arena.
So let's just confirm how the draw looks, and it's shaping up in the quarterfinals. Guaiman and Wang Yidi taking on Ito and Hayata. That's a high quality one. We have Li and Chang up against Such and Samara. Matlova and Baslova against Ryu and Kim. And then Shin Yubin and Do Hoi Kam, as I said, who got past the Thai pair, Sweatabut and Pananang, are the opponents for the winners that we've just seen. Elsewhere, we have seen that result there. Lin and Chung getting past Matsushima and Harimoto, 3-2 tonight. Wang Manyu was really, really impressive against Lee Eun-hae, 3 games to love. And Lin Shadong likewise against Feng Yixin. Shin Yubin meant business and was all business against Miyu Hirano. Tomokazu Harumoto had an epic encounter with Kodri Aruna and came through that one before. We've just seen the victory for the Chinese pair. Adam, thanks so much. Another amazing night here in Las Vegas. And the good news is we get to come back and do it all over again tomorrow. Always a pleasure working with you, and a pleasure, hopefully, for all of you who watch this wherever you are. Let's see you again tomorrow for day 5.